We're spending thousands on wearables that tell us we're stressed while sitting in a contracted posture that amplifies the stress. Ancient warriors never tracked their HRV. They regulated their nervous system with 3 things they could do anywhere, at any time, for free. And today, the science is finally catching up with what they knew 2,000 years ago. Biohacking has become a $24 billion industry, yet studies show the people buying the most gadgets are reporting pretty much the same levels of anxiety and burnout as everyone else. We have outsourced our power to devices. Let me show you what warriors did instead. The biohacking world promises us superhuman performance. Hyperbaric chambers, peptide stacks, $900 sneakers now with built-in massage. Some of these work, but here's the obvious problem. They're getting less and less accessible to people. These high-cost tools are creating a health optimization hierarchy where only the wealthy can afford to actually feel good. And even when these tools work, they're teaching us to look outside ourselves for the answer. We've forgotten that our body already has every tool we need if we know how to use it. So what did warriors do instead? They trained 3 fundamentals that didn't cost anything, that didn't require any technology, and that modern science is now validating as genuinely effective for stress and performance. Intentional breath, grounded posture, and internal energy cultivation. No devices, no subscriptions, no Wi-Fi required. Shaolin monks called it standing like a tree. The samurai had zanshin, remaining awareness, and Taoist masters spoke of dantian breathing, which is drawing energy from the lower belly. And these weren't mystical concepts, they were survival tools. Because when you're facing an opponent, you can't stop to check your aura ring, right? So if these practices are so powerful, well, why did we forget them? And why are we only now rediscovering what warriors always knew? Stay with me because the modern research on this is actually stunning. So let's start with our breath. A recent randomized study compared daily breath work to mindfulness meditation, and the results showed that just 5 minutes of controlled breathing, especially an exhale-focused pattern called cyclic sighing, led to larger improvements in mood and bigger drops in breathing rate compared to meditation over the same period. This exhale-focused cyclic sighing outperformed the other techniques on mood and anxiety measures. So just think about that. Warriors in ancient India, China, and Japan all emphasized prolonged exhalation. They didn't have the studies, they had battlefield experience. When your breath is shallow and high in the chest, your body tends to interpret that as threat. And when you breathe low and slow from the belly, you signal a state of safety to your system. And we've been obsessing over devices that measure stress while ignoring the one tool that actually regulates it, which is our breath. And our breath is free. It's always with us. Controlled breathing has been shown to engage the insula. It's a brain region involved in body awareness and nervous system regulation. Warriors understood this. Control your breath, control your state. And if this is making sense, just tap the like button. It's the easiest way to let me know that you find this interesting. So let's connect this because it goes deeper. When we practice slow, lower belly dantian breathing, we're not just relaxing, we're actively training our vagal tone. The vagus nerve connects our brain to our heart, our lungs, and our gut. And people with higher vagal tone tend to show better stress resilience and emotional regulation and healthier cardiovascular profiles. So deliberately shaping our breath has very immediate, measurable effects on our physiology. And in one study, exhale-focused breath work produced bigger short-term benefits than a standard mindfulness practice. Why? Because breathwork gives us a sense of control over our physiology. Loss of control is the hallmark of anxiety. So when we actively shape our breath, we're taking our power back. And this is what the ancient practices understood. We're not victims of our nervous system. We are operators of it. Now, let's talk about posture. The biohacking world got excited about power posing, and this is standing in big, expanded positions to feel confident. The research didn't really hold up, hormones didn't change, but here's what did. Grounded, rooted postures held over time. This is where warriors went deeper than modern science. They didn't pose for 2 minutes before a meeting. They trained horse stance, zhuang, mountain pose, holding grounded postures for 10, 20, even 60 minutes. And why? Because they weren't trying to feel powerful temporarily. They were building power into their very structure. And modern research confirms this. This type of stance training improves postural alignment, leg and core strength, balance, and just overall postural control. And in martial arts, we call this relaxed power, being strong and stable without excess tension. The body learns to generate force, not from tension, but from structure and gravity. Your posture becomes an anchor. And the best part? You don't need a gym. You need a wall or just empty space. Warriors trained anywhere, in forests, on battlefields, and that brings us to the part that sounds mystical, but it isn't. Energy cultivation. Warriors spoke of chi, prana, tejus. This is subtle energy. Modern science currently calls this pseudoscience, but some aspects of what they were pointing to are described today in terms of bioelectricity, muscle tension, nervous system states, even the subtle electromagnetic field generated by the heart. In modern Qigong circles, when people say, my Qichang collapsed under pressure, they mean their presence, their nervous system coherence, their energetic boundary felt compromised. And we feel this every day. We walk into a room and sense someone's energy. That's not magic. That's our nervous system reading microsignals, posture, breath rhythm, facial tension. Ancient warriors trained to strengthen this energetic field through breath, stance, and intention. They didn't need apps or trackers to know that it was working. They could feel it. And we can too. If you want the full breakdown of these practices, breath, stance, energy work, just tap subscribe, because that's exactly what we explore on this channel. There's also a philosophical shift that warriors understood that we've actually forgotten. They practice ownership, not outsourcing. Modern biohacking today says, buy this device, take this supplement, measure this metric. Warriors said, your body is the device. Train it. There's nothing wrong with tools. Warriors used weapons, armor, medicine, but the foundation was always internal mastery, breath, posture, energy. These were non-negotiable. Everything else was supplementary, and we have inverted this. We rely on the supplement and ignore the foundation. We track our sleep with a $300 ring, but we sit collapsed on the couch, scrolling. We buy the cold plunge, but never train our breath. The Tao Te Ching says, knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom. Warriors embodied this. They didn't outsource their power. They cultivated it. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, there's 3 things that we can start today, and there's no equipment required, right? The first one is Dantian breathing. So if you place one hand on your belly and you breathe in through your nose, expanding the lower abdomen, and you exhale slowly, aim for slightly longer exhale than inhale. What matters most is that your breathing is slow, relaxed, and consistent. Just do this 5 minutes once per day, and over time, this trains your vagal tone and grounds your nervous system. Second, horse stance or wall sitting. You want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart and then lower until your thighs are parallel to the ground, and just hold. Start with 30 seconds and you work up to 3 minutes. This is building structural strength, and it teaches your body to use alignment and your leg drive instead of just upper body tension. And the third is intention setting. Before entering any high stakes situation, just pause. Take one deep breath and one clear intention. It could be, I intend calm presence, or I intend clear expression. Warriors called this E, directed mind intent, and it's the difference between reactive and responsive. These three practices cost nothing. They require no technology and they work anywhere. Ancient warriors faced real threats, swords, famine, war, and they didn't need wearables to stay calm under pressure. They had their breath, structure, and intention. We have the same tools. We've just been distracted by shinier options. The biohacking industry isn't evil. It's just incomplete. The real hack has always been turning inward, training the fundamentals, and owning your power. So let's stop outsourcing what we already have. If you know someone stuck in the biohacking rabbit hole, or anyone who needs to hear that their body is already the technology, share this with them. This message really does not spread unless we spread it together. And if this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments, what's one biohack that you're ready to drop in favor of training the actual fundamentals? Now, to take this beyond just the physical mechanics and actually enter a state of flow where self-doubt up here just can't exist, we need to understand the principle of mushin, which I break down right here. Thank you for joining me on this video. Now let's start reclaiming what those warriors never lost.